They do? Yeah, they have somebody trying to protect
People
them.
who have a love for that, they will not even try to make anything different. Why? Because God has said, this is.
So now, what would you say about programs where there's no calling and maybe just the person gets in front of the camera and just goes over like the Quran or gives a program on how to read the Quran? Do you think a program like that would be successful?
See, you have to figure out most of these programs are based upon timing. So now you want to do something at a time where a person want to be relaxed. For example, if you do it early in the morning, no one have time to listen to that. They got to be busy going here and there. So you want to do it at a time when a person is relaxed. Well, if they have worked an 8-hour shift and they come in, then they want to have a relaxation. But if you give them some rudimentary stuff and it's not relaxing, they don't want to hear that. They want something they can relax to.
So they need some form of entertainment to it also, where they could relate to that.
That's what they need, some form of entertainment.
Well, I'd like to thank you for allowing me to interview you today on your show.
Okay, thank you very much.
Joining me now is the other person responsible for producing the Islam Live show. Sitting next to me now is Dr. Muhammad Sabir. Assalamu alaikum.
Like so.
So, how long have you guys been doing this program for?
Well, we're going into our 13th year. This is January, so we're starting our 13th year. We did 12 years already. And it's been interesting, 12 years.
So, how did you guys start out with this show? What got you into it?
Well, how we got into Matter period was, at the time I was working for the Urban League as a researcher and planner, and they were, the city of Milwaukee was negotiating the contracts for public access. And the cable stations, really, they were negotiating the contracts with cable stations. Warner Cable, Warner was a part of it, Time Warner. At the time it was just Warner Cable. And then Viacom and Jones Cable, and there was a bunch of other cable groups that people who wanted to corner the market in Milwaukee. So as a researcher and planner, I had to find out what were the advantages of public access, because they didn't have it in Milwaukee, and what were the disadvantages. And then at that time, I got a chance to really get a real good look at what public access was all about before it even came into to being here in Milwaukee. So that was basically the start.
So you guys pretty much got into this at the ground level when
level.
public access first came to Milwaukee?
Yeah, as soon as it came. And then after that, I started coming down for trainings. I took all the training that they had. Now they have linear training and non-linear training, all this stuff. They didn't have it in the beginning. The computer in the digital age hadn't come in yet. It's just appeared. It's just showing up. But I took all the training they had available, portables training, individual training, everything, studio training. I took all the training that was available. Myself and some other brothers from the mosque took that training.
So across the 13 years that you guys have been on, has your show consistently been on every year?
No, not every year. The first few years we were doing like sports programs, and we were going out basketball games. Then we got away from that because they finally came up with this studio ideal of Impact Studio, where you didn't really need 6 people or 5 people to do a studio program. All you needed was yourself, someone else to interview, and then the studio was self-contained, self-operated, that kind of thing, the Impact Studio. So that gave us a vehicle to really bring Islam in to the view of the general public through the Impact Studio.
So once you got the Impact Studio and you got the Islam Live show, was there any challenges that you faced?
Yeah, in the beginning, one of the things we did a lot of lecture programs. We would tape all religious founders' days. We'd tape Eids and the sermons and stuff and put them on. But what would happen is people may see you in one of those clips of Eid or something, but they couldn't they couldn't have any dialogue with you. So the interaction between the audience was what we needed to make the program a little more interesting. Like Mr. Rashid was saying in his interview with you, was that the people needed to be entertained. Some of the entertainment came actually from them and us by interacting with them, and they had a live call in, they could call us, we could respond to their questions. So that interaction creates an atmosphere where other people that are listening say, well, he asked them that question, but I want to ask them this question. So they call in and try to ask the question. Now, that was what brought us to the point where we are now.
Okay. So now, after you got the Impact Studio and you got the good interaction going with the people, have you had any converts related to the show?
Yeah, we've had some converts. Not only they made some of the converts that even some of the other people in the Ahmadiyya community have people that they've brought in have possibly come in because of what was going on in this show. Now, we had one individual who's no longer in our Jamaat. He's down in Chicago, Dr. Kaleem, who was a physician. Now, he was talking about all the converts that he was getting. But we come to find out, and the Jamaat come to find out that most of the people that he was converting, he said he was converting, were our audience, the people who were listening to our program.
So basically, the initial contact to these people was made by Islam Live.
By Islam
and
Live.
that got the spark, that got the their mind going, and then they researched it more and met people.
That was the original concept, was to impact the community out here, general public. Give Ahmadis who are preachers, the ones that's out here really preaching, give them an opportunity to talk to the people and bring them in. That was the concept for the program, was that to make contact in the people's homes. Because the television is in the home. You know, there used to be a time when Islam, and Brother Rashid could probably tell you more about this than myself, where in order to make contact with the general public, you went out and passed out flyers and little pamphlets and stuff like that. And the people would take them, look at them. If they weren't interested, they just throw them in the street. Okay? But television puts you right in their homes. Can't throw it away. They've already got it. You've given them the message. Can't throw it away, because it's nothing that is tangible that they can put their hands on, but it's there. It's in their mind already. So it's a real strong medium. You even see it with politics now. Very little politics is done with paper. All is done with electronics. So education, same thing.
So it's all done through electronic media now instead of actually
Yes.
handing out flyers, printing flyers,
Yeah.
sending
Well,
email. Or,
usually you give the flyers and the books out after the person started coming. Like Mr. Rashid said, when the people accept it, then they start reading more.